meeting. So hello everyone. Welcome to this year's Freshers Talk. My name is Michaela and I'm the ASCS president. So Viavent, as you saw, just to let you know, we will be recording the meeting just in case someone couldn't join or you have to leave earlier, and we'll be posting it on our YouTube channel so you can access it at a later stage. So I will be starting by giving a small rundown of what's going to happen in today's meeting. So first, I will be giving a small introduction to ASCS, the team, and the entire organization. And then our Secretary General, Jake, will give us a basic rundown of what to expect as a first-year student and what to expect as a Bachelor of Commerce student. Then ICTSA President Sarah will give a small rundown of what it's like from the Faculty of ICT point of view. Then we have two students from PwC who are both Bachelor of Commerce. One is a Bachelor of Commerce graduate and one is a Bachelor of Commerce third year, who will be giving their first year experience. So firstly, what is ASCS? So ASCS stands for Association of Students for Commercial Studies. We are the student representative student organization representing the faculty of FEMA, which stands for Faculty of Economics, Management and Accountancy. Basically, we are your student reps if you ever need something, if there's an academic problem, if there is whatever problem you have, people basically, yes, you can come to us, you can message us either on our Facebook page, or you can message one of the executive members privately. It's up to you. We are always here to help as much as possible. So we are a team of 11. I am the president, Beppe is the vice president. As I mentioned, Jake is the secretary general. We have Zain as the financial, and then Amy as the public relations officer. Yasmin is our academic officer. Yanika is the media officer. Nicola is the industry officer. George is the policy. Then we have David as international and Christina as the external. So as I mentioned, ASCS basically is a non-profit organization. We represent you guys, we represent the students. We are here for the students whatsoever, whatever problem you may have. During the year, we organize events, both leisure events and both academic events, such as this one today. For first year students, at the end of next year, there will also be talks with regards to which major you would like to choose and whatnot, but let's not get a bit ahead of ourselves. We're still going into first year. We also have industry events which may help you interact with different companies, which is very beneficial for your future. And as I mentioned, we also have a little bit of fun as well. So we'd like to give back as well. So we organize some leisure events now and then, obviously COVID permitting. But that is it from my end. Moving on to Jake, who will give you a complete rundown of what it's like to be a first year student.
So hi everyone, it's Jake here, as Michaela has already said. So basically, as you can see in this slide, there we have the academic year split up in different sections. So as you may all know, between the 11th October to the 12th of February, you have the first semester, and in between we have Christmas recess, which follows then the examination period from 24th January to 12th February. Unfortunately, as soon as the examination period is over, we're back to the books. So we start semester 2 again in 14th February up until 30th June. Now, in between, again, we have the Easter recess between 11th April to the 24th of April. And from the 28th of May to the 30th, I think I think it has to be July, not May, the examination period. Excuse us for that. The examinations are between 28th of May to the 31st of July.
No, I think it's June, Jake. I think it's because last year, sorry guys, last year it was extended because of COVID till the 14th of July. But this year, since we started term earlier, it's going to be end of June examination period. So it's just a month long.
Okay. All right,
Sorry,
all right.
guys.
Excuse us for that. And then we have the supplementary examinations from the 1st to the 17th. Now, this academic year, you can find it easily on the Google. If you write down academic year
Important
or
dates.
calendar,
Yeah,
you'll find it for sure. Just to clear up the examination because we can post about something.
not a
So
problem,
now,
guys.
basically a rundown of what is a study unit. So a study unit is a subject having a unit code. Basically, they have like a little title to it together with a code which consists of 3 letters indicating the department which the subject belongs to and 4 digits. So, for example, MGT 1011, it indicates that it is a management study unit. So, study units are split up into 3: compulsory, optional, and electives. Now, compulsory study units are study units that all students must register for, and they must register for them. You don't actually have to register as the faculty gives them to you in Lowell as soon as you apply for the course. And then you have optional and elective. So optional, these two you have to choose them yourself. So optional is an extra study unit that you need to choose, which can be either offered from FEM or for any other faculty within the university. And then you have electives. Electives are study units which are offered by FEMA departments, and for the availability and the timetable constraints, basically, exactly that's all. So first years would have to choose electives, and then moving on, you would have to choose both electives and optionals. I think we can move on to the next slide. So what are ECTs? Means credits, basically. When you write ECTs, it means credits. So credits are that basically each subset unit has a form of points, and these points are known to be credits, which relate to the student workload required to complete. So each year you have 60 credits, and these 60 credits are made up of compulsory study units, optional study units, and electives. So basically, every year have 60 up until your degree would have a total of 180 credits, and you would need the whole amount of credits in order to graduate and go from one year to another.
Sorry, Jake. Important to note that first years don't have optionals.
No, first years have electives.
It's just something that we wanted you guys to wanted to explain basically. As first years you have compulsory credits, which are, if I'm not mistaken, that everyone has the same credits except for 2, and then you choose electives in your second semester, which Jake is
Exactly.
going to explain soon.
So basically the course structure. Okay, so when you're as a first year, you have to make your first choice is to decide between accounts major or minor. So accounts major is accountancy as a major area of study in years 2 and 3. The study unit is called ACC 2112, and it's accounts theory and practice. The other one is accounts minor. One cannot choose accountancy as a major area of study in year 2 and 3. The study unit is ACC 1721, and its name is Financial Accounting and Control. Basically, the difference between these two are, if you don't have accounting as an A level, you have to choose accountancy minor for sure. Now, if you're you want to choose account as a major in second year and third year, meaning you would wish to become an accountant or have it as your part of your degree, you have to choose it as a major. Or if you have it as an A level, but you still don't actually know if you want to choose it or not, I would suggest you choosing it so you have a wider variety when it comes to actually choosing your majors. So I think we can move on. Also, in the second semester of first year, you have to also choose between two electives, as I already mentioned. So basically, you need to choose between Business Ethics 1 or Introduction to Insurance and Risk Management. These are very small study units, not small, as in they are minor units, which you have to choose between them. If you choose Insurance and Risk Management, it means that then you cannot opt for Business Ethics and vice versa. When choosing these units, you would then complete your 60 credits, and basically you can then move on to the second year once you pass all your examinations. So now, when you pass from first year to second year, you have to do a choice between the 7 majors that the faculty offers. So The majors are accountancy, banking and finance, economics, insurance, management, marketing, and public policy. So the choice between these majors has to be made at the end of the year, as Michael already said, of first year, during the summer period from first to second year. Then we have a major stock which will tackle all these majors one by one. So for now, it's just to have an overview. And at BCom third year, you would have all 60 credits from each year, adding up to 180 credits. So now the course structure. Basically, after third year, you can either choose a master's in marketing, accountancy, insurance, public policy, economics, and management, and these are all full time. Or you can choose banking and finance through an honors full time as well. Now, yes, when you need to choose the masters, there's like this policy whereby, in order, for example, to choose accounting, basically, if you want to choose accounting and public policy, marketing, economics, management, or banking and finance, you need to get a 65% average, meaning throughout the second year and third year, you need to try and get a 65 in each and every examination regarding that subject. Insurance, however, it's different. In insurance, when you're in second year and third year, you need to try and get a 55 and over in every subject you choose, in every subject which is offered regarding the study unit. That's major.
Important to note, at the end of third year, obviously, these are not something people that you need to worry as in per se right now, but in third year, we publish what is called the average calculator. So it would be easier for you guys to calculate people how much marks you would need people for you to get a 65% average between those 2 years.
Yes, basically the key is to try and get a 65 and over or a 55 and over in all the study units regarding those subjects to be covered, kind of. I think we can move on now regarding the timetable. I know a lot of you are kind of a bit confused regarding the timetable. So as you can see, this is a snapshot of the timetable regarding Monday. So the first thing we have is the study unit code. The study unit code, as you can see, for example, elements of multi-law, the study unit code is PBL 1016. So the title underneath, and you can see there is 2 ECT, meaning that study unit carries 2 credits. Basically, you can see that there is the same thing for introduction to psychology, quantitative analysis for business, and so on and so forth. And also there is the name of the lecturer. Now, we can move on to the next slide. Yes, regarding groups. Now, as you can all see, in many of them, there is written, for example, a tutorial group 2. Now, basically in the first week or even the second week, depending on when they are finalized, you will receive an email from either the faculty or the lecturer himself, pointing out that you are in group 1, group 2, group 3. And then you would then basically just have to look at the timetable and write down, structure it basically. And also it's important to note that tutorials are in a red color. Basically, the normal subjects, normal lectures are in black and the tutorials are in red. Now, it's also important to note that tutorials start a few weeks after we actually start university. It is noted on the bottom right of the timetable when tutorials actually start. However, lecturers will then obviously communicate with you and the tutorials will commence if they need to start a bit earlier or later. I think we can move on to the next slide, which, yes, the slide gives basically an overview of how a timetable would actually look like. This one is, for example, a timetable for someone choosing accountancy as a major. Basically, this person received that, for example, in psychology, for example, he was assigned group 2, business quantitative, he was assigned group alpha. For business statistics, he was assigned group C, and so on and so forth. Basically, after you get the entire groups, you would just need to place them on a simple timetable. I recommend either using FreeHour or an Excel document, whatever. And basically, you try and fit it a bit normally kind of like we used to have during our sixth form.
This is in no way tipo to confuse you guys. Tipo, these are not your groups. I don't want you to get confused. Tipo, these
No,
are
for
just
sure.
an example, like how Jake said. Tipo, if you're assigned group 2, if you're assigned group alpha, if you're assigned group C, basically, because we know groups aren't out yet. Tipo, as Jake told you, tipo, they're usually out first week during Freshers Week, or even the week you start on the 11th. So this is just an idea how it would look like for someone who has an accountancy major with those specific groups. Obviously, you may have different groups because the groups depend on the surnames as well.
Exactly, and being that of our faculty is quite large, I mean 300 students every year enter into BCom and into FAM actually, not BCom, I think. Um, it's kind of normal that they would delay a bit. However, they will be given to you for sure, and the lecturers will start as soon as possible. So the timetable query, it's something that happens every year. It's really normal. So
Exactly.
don't worry, we've all
And
been there kind of.
and don't worry, the lectures won't start without you guys.
Of
Tajfi,
course.
tipo, we had the year, tipo, we're on campus, obviously, back in 2019 when I was a first year. We received the groups like an hour maybe before the lecture. The lecture didn't even start because no one went to the lecture. So
They're quite
don't worry.
understanding.
They're
As
quite
in,
understanding, tipo, and hopefully the groups are out sooner this year because we're talking a bit with the faculty. But like Jake said, since there's so many students and since they have to redo the entire timetables for a couple of lectures regarding venues, it's taking a bit longer this year.
exactly. I think we can see another example of a timetable. Yes. So this one is for someone that has accounts as a minor. As a minor, he chose accounts minor, meaning when choosing accounts minor, things tend to shift. For example, you can see that in psychology, he's now in group 3, he's in group 6, then he changed his statistics to group D, meaning he has to change from one day to another, so on and so forth. Timetable, yes, it's a bit hectic. However, if you need any help, we'll always be here. I mean, we know how hard it is for the first 1 to even
Exactly.
4 weeks. I mean, it's quite a big
And
shift.
and it's something tipo until you get used to tipo flow well. In the first couple of weeks I would be running around with the timetable trying to find out the lecture halls. Tipo by the end of the fourth week I would have memorized the timetable by heart. I wouldn't even need to look for it. So it's
Yeah,
something
for
which
sure.
which you would need to get used to.
So, yes. If by any chance we would be going into university doing our lectures on campus, these are some abbreviations that you would need to know. For example, ALT is Arts Lecture Theatre, LC is Dum Mikil Sherry Lecture Center, that's why LC. LT1 is Lecture Theatre 1, LT2 Lecture Theatre 2, Gateways GW, Science Lecture Theatre SLT, Sirta Mizamit STZ, Built Environment Building BEN, DGZ is Dar Giuseppe Zara, MP is Maths and Physics Building, and OH is Humanities Building. Now, I would suggest downloading the university app. As within it, there is a kind of a Google map pointing where the
Where the
location are
lectures
for.
are
If you download it, it's very easy to use just to get an idea where it is. If someone says I have a lecture in arts lecture theater, okay, where is that kind of? So
and
I
it's
have there's
important
like
to note the abbreviations because on the timetable they will not be writing the full lecture hall tipo they will only write tipo LC
as a
2
yes.
203 for example, so you would need to know what LC stands for, so it's important to know these abbreviations.
Exactly. You can either take a snapshot on it, or even if you can, I think if you Google it, I think ALT, for
And
example,
we
you
would be able we can post it on the
yes,
if it's
exactly,
easier we can post it on the Facebook group for first years as well.
exactly. So important information. So eSIMs, basically on eSIMs, you can find your registered study units, results, etc. So basically eSIMs is the place where you will get a hard stick every time you see results published. Emails are super important because the lecturer will communicate with you through an email. Check them often every day because believe me, when you think that there is nothing happening and then you find an email pointing out certain things. It's very important. Also, Freshers Week. Freshers Week this year will be happening between the 4th and 8th of October. We highly suggest that you come to our stand to register to become a member. Registering to become an ASCS member has a lot of privileges, such as being able to
Vote for
having
and
access
attend our
to
AGM next year.
vote for AGM and to become to vote in the AGM and to vote in the election. Also, you have access to past papers and notes.
And notes are
also-
specifically for first years this year. They're designed by students, tipo, for students. That's the workaround
Exactly.
around it, tipo. And we organize notes just for first years for the simple reason that since you all have pretty much the same majors, unlike second years and third years who all have different electives and compulsory units, it is easier for you guys to just help you out the first year and navigate your way a bit easier for the first year. Usually notes and past papers are out around end of November, obviously because our academic officer is still working on compiling the past papers and notes, and they will be accessible on our website. Obviously, we'll give you more details soon. Everything on the Facebook page will give you every detail step by step there.
Also,
to
we
next
suggest
point.
that you join our Facebook groups and also like our Facebook page for important news regarding ASCS. I saw a question, how do we join the Facebook groups? I think we're going to show a snapshot of the Facebook
Yes,
groups.
yes.
However, if you message us on our ASCS page or any one of us, we will add you in it easily. And if you have your friends that are in BCom, add them
Feel
because
free to invite them. If you
of
don't
this-
manage to search for it in Facebook, when you search for, I think it's called ASCS BCom first year group. If you don't manage to find it, just message us. We'll send over the
there's a
link.
snapshot of the
And yes,
its name.
we'll show it to you later on.
Also, important contacts. So the dean is regarding FEMA. The dean is like the the principal of the faculty, kind of. Like,
He's
to
the head.
understand.
He's the head.
the
He's
head of
the one who's
exactly.
responsible for the entire faculty.
Also, the faculty manager is Miss Stephanie Aboud. Basically, if you have any problem regarding timetable clashing, so on and so forth, I highly suggest that you message her on the email that is written over here. She's super nice, guys. Don't worry. Any problem that you may have, she will help you for sure.
And she loves her
She's a
students.
sweetheart,
She treats us like her children. She's a very sweet person. She's very helpful as well. She may take a while
Exactly.
to answer her email sometimes, but sometimes she answers in 2 minutes as well. It
Like,
depends on the day. Right now, you'll find her very busy.
or if she sends you an email like 2-3 words, it's bear with her because at the moment she's getting an overflow of emails, calls. So yeah.
Exactly.
Telephone, what is written on also on the office where it's located. Also, this has some information regarding contacts regarding the President Michaela, regarding the academic officer Yasmin, where our office is located, and the contact information of the KSU president and the
Obviously,
contacts of the office.
feel free. You don't have to email us stuff. Feel free to just message
Messenger.
us on Facebook, people. We're constantly on. I'm constantly on Facebook. So if you have any query, feel free to message us at any time.
We won't bite, don't worry. This is our Facebook page. There's me in the middle, kind of. And
the Facebook group is here.
exactly, you
believe
can scan the QR code if you have the facility to scan it, kind of.
it should take you to the group, and you just need to press join, and I'll just accept you all time. So feel free. I'm gonna leave it for a couple more seconds. I can Tom interessati to scan it. I think we should be ready. Who's Jake?
Yes, I think we can move on. So
Next,
now introduce her.
Hi. Next, we have Sarah, ICT SA President, who will be talking about a bit the Faculty of ICT.
Hi everyone. So as Michaela said, my name is Sarah, and I'm starting my last year in Business and IT. So just to give you a general overview of the course, in your first year, you'll be learning a bit of everything. So economics, marketing, statistics, accounts. Basically, your first year is in common with the BCom first year. But obviously, you'll have some additional units from the Faculty of ICT, such as networks, databases, stuff like that. Then in your second year, you'll focus a lot on management and system design from both the business and IT aspect, and you'll have a lot of units like interface design and enterprise resource planning. In your third year then, and your final year, you'll focus on the IT part of the course. You'll go into databases in more detail, emerging technology, business intelligence. And then from the business side, it's about data analysis, which you'll find useful for your dissertation, and about the corporate side of things, so management, human resources, entrepreneurship. In your third year, you'll also have your dissertation. This course will introduce you to many aspects in both the business and IT world, so you're really spoiled for choice, and you have a huge number of topics that you can base your dissertation on. And then after you finish your bachelor's degree, moving on to master's, you can either go with the master's in strategic management and digital marketing, which is offered by the university, or you can opt to do a master's abroad. And like I said, this course opens a lot of doors and touches a lot of topics, so you really spoiled your choice. You'll have a good opportunity to learn what you like, and you'll be able to pursue it. I also encourage you to explore life on campus, get involved, get in touch with student organizations. You're super lucky to have 2 student organizations representing you, so get involved, get in touch. It's an amazing experience, as I'm sure the members of ASCS can agree with me. So really make the most out of these 3 years. That's all from my side. I wish you all a massive good luck, and if you have any questions, do get in touch with me. I'd be happy to help.
Thank you, Sarah. I can agree 100% what you said, Thipo. Last year, I joined ASCS last year. I was the PRO. And even though we were mostly online, as an organization, I can say it has made my experience at university 100% times better. It was such not an honor, it was such an amazing experience just being part of an organization, not just because I made so many new friends and so many new contacts, but I got to experience talking with students, and I got to experience being a PRO and also having some experience in that sector in marketing and everything like that. So it was an overall amazing experience, and I would encourage anyone who's interested in student activism to apply. We're going to open subcom applications soon.
It's
Feel
made
free. And if you have
quarantine
any
and
questions,
lectures. It's made quarantine lectures
definitely,
fun.
definitely. I think we can move on. We have 2 students from PwC who will be giving their first year experience as well. Gabriella and Estelle. I don't know which one of you would like to start.
I'll start.
Hi.
So hi guys, my name is Estelle and I'm a third year BCom student majoring in accounts and management. Firstly, I would like to thank both ASCS as well as PwC for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of you today. So although university may seem like a large leap of faith into something new, the first weeks fly by quite quickly. You start meeting new people and making new friends and learning more about the subjects that truly interest you. First year BCom is very broad, as Jake explained very well, and you have various study units that give you an introduction on different areas within our faculty. Obviously, this is done so you as a first year start narrowing down the subjects that really interest you and that you will finally lead you to choosing the right majors as well as lead you to your final destination, like the job that you really like. So I am a gazetteer as well. So as a gazetteer, my first few weeks at University of Malta were somewhat challenging. However, looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. Firstly, there's the challenge of living on your own in a new place, far from home and your family. And then there's the university itself, that at first, as Jake also said, feels like a labyrinth, and you get lost a couple of times until you find your actual lecture hall. But don't worry, you will soon get used to the places, the lectures, the lecturers as well, and you will also make new friends that will help you around for sure. Another change is that from sixth form to university, the lectures themselves are different, of course. The level goes up. The difference between how the lecturers and the lectures are carried out, as well as how you start taking notes, they're all different. Maybe at sixth form, you used to take notes by hand, and lecturers used to give you sheets, etc. That thing obviously changes, and you have to type your notes and be more attentive during lectures, but you will also get used to these things quite fast. Um, Living in Msida on my own as well as an 18-year-old matured me on a whole other level, and I had to be very wise about how I allocate time. And this doesn't only apply to Gozitan students, this applies to all students, since time management is key, especially if you also practice a sport as myself or have any other extracurriculars. For example, being in a student organization like ASCS, I'm also in a student organization. Um, a tip that I would give you is to always fix your notes after lectures as well, and not to leave everything jumbled up until the few weeks before your exams, because trust me, it's not worth the stress. So always keep yourself organized and up to date. And in that way, you'll be revising and learning what you did during your day. Um, COVID-19 quickly halted my first year, second semester in Malta, and all lectures started being held online, as you all know. Although it is nothing like the physical attendance at the university lecture rooms, my experience with online learning went very well. I still did well in my exams, and I still learned a lot from my lectures. Um, I believe that it is a matter of determination and focus that leads you to achieving one's personal goals. And then in my second year, I chose accounting and management as my majors. And up until now, I'm really liking my choice in majors. In accounting, we learn about ISs, IFRSs, different accounting treatment, costings, auditing, tax, etc. And in management, we learn more about the managerial side of a business, so how to best manage a business, entrepreneurship, more about data and how it is of benefit to the business, etc. Obviously, if anyone wishes to ask me about the majors, do not hesitate. Even if you want to message me to ask me anything, please do. I am always happy to help. And I wish you all a successful and memorable first year ahead. And I will hopefully see you on campus in a few weeks' time.
Hi.
Nasser, hi.
Yeah, hi. My name is Gabriella, but I go for Gabi in short. So I just completed the Bachelor of Commerce, and next week I'll be starting my first year master's in accountancy. I don't really want to repeat exactly what Estelle said, so I'll keep mine a bit, so I'll say some other things. For me, first year, the first thing I want to point out was the transition. Me personally, I had attended higher secondary, and the classrooms were quite smaller. Like it was more similar to secondary school. We were 25, 30 students at most in a classroom. Then when you move on to university, whether it's online or in person, you will see that there are 100 people, 150 people. In my case, I had as well. And you might feel a bit hesitant, like to ask a question to the lecturer because you might feel a bit shy, or even if the lecturer asks a question, you might be shy to answer back. But I want to assure you that every other student alongside you will feel the exact same way. So if you need clarification upon something, don't hesitate on asking the teacher just because you are shy or something. Just do so. I assure you, other students like you are feeling exactly the same way. As they said, first year, you have a lot of different subjects. They give you introduction to different areas of the Bachelor of Commerce and the majors you may choose in second year. Pero I want to point out that first year can be as easy or as difficult as you want it to be. As Estelle mentioned, time management is extremely important. And individually, if you look at the subjects, you might find some of them easier than others. However, don't take it for granted. You should remember that you have 7 exams in first year, if I'm not in first semester, and also in second, if I'm not mistaken. And
Second, 9.
Sorry,
In second, they have 9 because
9.
because
Sorry,
they drop 2 and then they get 4.
all right, okay, sorry, Mala. So in second semester you have 9, but we've all been through it, we've all done it, it's doable, but in time management is extremely important. I felt that I have to emphasize what Estelle had said. Me as majors, I had chosen accountancy and insurance. I fell in love with insurance after first year. We had to choose between insurance and ethics, if I'm not mistaken. I had opted for insurance, and in that elective, I fell in love with it, and so I chose it as my second major. However, I chose to continue in accountancy. Something I also want to highlight is to have a good university experience, you need friends. Now, myself, I had entered uni 2 years late because I didn't know which course I wanted to attend to, so I had to see exactly what I wanted. So other students that I was with in secondary school, they were already in their course at university. So I didn't know a lot of people. I knew some people in other courses, but not in my course specifically. So if there's other people like me, I just want to let you know, kind of, don't be shy, speak to the person next to you or try to make friends. I've been through it, I've managed. And if you are the person who's being spoken at, people, don't give the cold shoulder, be nice, accept them. Like next month, they might help you out or you might help them out. That's the nice thing about Bachelor. We're a lot of students, so you can help each other out. That's extremely important. Even in quad, the more people you know, like you go for a coffee, you're gonna find someone. So it's extremely important to make those connections with friends so you can have the ultimate university experience. I don't know if there's someone who wants to ask a question.
As you mentioned, Gabby, I'm pretty sure kulħadd qed jistħib bħalissa. But feel free, tipo, you can find both Gabby and Estelle on Facebook if you feel more comfortable talking with them.
And if
or
you
any
want
of the
as
members.
well, sorry to interrupt. Hi, it's Vicky.
Don't worry.
If you want, just so you don't have to do it now, I'm sharing a form with you. So feel free to kind of fill it out. And if you want us to set a meeting with someone who's kind of going through the process, or if you have follow-up questions, we're very happy to take your call. And I'm also sending you my personal email address. But I mean, it's totally normal to be a bit overwhelmed in the beginning. We've all been there, we've all survived. And just know that you have a fantastic support system behind you. You know, as ASCS is saying, and everyone else at the school is saying, there's a million people you can reach out to. They all want to help you, and just enjoy it. So even as Gabby was saying, you know, enjoy the experience of friends, enjoy the campus life. You know, I know COVID has had a negative effect in the sense that, you know, things are being done differently, but things are still happening. So go to Freshers Week, go to the parties, all right? So study hard, but play harder. That's how we do at PwC as well. Also, if you're interested, you know, in work opportunities while you're studying, we have a lot to go around. So if you have any queries about that as well, feel free to reach out. Sorry, my camera isn't on. I feel like a dinosaur, but totally forgot how to use Zoom. So I'm struggling, so sorry about that. So sorry for taking up your time, but good luck to all.
Worries. Thank you, Vicky. As you said, people, anything you have, even if it's people, anything you would like to speak to us about, people related, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious about university, people.
And no question's a stupid question.
Exactly. So we've been through it, people. We were all first years, all of us, me, Jay, Gabby, and Estelle, we've all been first years. We know what it's like. People, it's going to be even slightly a bit harder for you guys. People, if we're going on campus, COVID situation, Shaba restrictions. Yes, it's going to be slightly a bit more difficult to find friends, but work a bit harder, you'll manage it. It would be, like Gabby said, tipo, connections are super, super essential. That one person you didn't think of talking to can be
Yep.
potentially useful in the future. You never
They
know.
could be your
you
best
know?
friend at one point. So
Exactly. You never know. I think if there are no questions, that is it from our end. Thank you all for attending. There are the two links which the link which Vicky sent. I also put the Facebook group in the chat, and there's Vicky's email as well. If any of you guys, as I said, have any questions or anything, feel free to contact us. We will be uploading this video on our YouTube, and also we'll publish the link on the group so it's easier for you to access. If there aren't any questions, I think we can end the meeting there. And thank you all for joining.
thank you, and see you maybe at Freshers.
Hopefully
Minjay.
see you. Yes. Come to our freshers. We would love to meet you. See
And
you.
don't be scared of us, guys. See you and enjoy the last 3 days of summer.
Bye-bye.
Bye.